This is GhostBit here, and today we'll be going over how my experience on doing back-to-back game jams ended. I do have a very exciting announcement to make at the end of this video, so please stay tuned. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, as I sat down in my chair feeling disappointed in myself for failing at this jam, or not having enough time to playtest my game or making sure the file works, I clicked on the jam page on itch.io to see if there was any other jams that catch my attention. And wouldn't you know, there was the Gogado jam. Now, this jam I have heard about in a couple of weeks ago, but at the time I said to myself I wasn't going to join due to time. But wouldn't you know, I actually had a lot of free time. Plans changed. And so I went and joined, and wouldn't you know, the theme was growth, and at first I had no clue what to do with that theme at all. The first thing I kept thinking of is how would I squeeze this theme with my game. So I figured I would follow the theme very loosely, because I have seen some people that do that in jams. They follow the theme super loosely, but they mainly do it just to see if they can make a game that's interesting and willing to be continued afterwards. At this point in time, I've always joined jams just to have fun or just to polish my skills as a game dev, but I have never joined a jam for my own personal need. So I figured I would do that. I would follow the theme super loosely, and I would see what I can come up with. I knew in my head that this game that I was going to submit was going to be probably pretty low on the rankings because I would not follow the theme at all. But if I could get someone to say, man, this is an amazing game, you have to continue it. Like, if I could just get one person to say that, then I figured my job was done. So off I went. As I began, I tackled one major problem that I had with this game, and that was to make a very interesting game mechanic. So I quickly got the 8 direction movements down first, and I hopped straight into the game mechanic. I wanted to do something very similar or somewhat similar to the last mechanic, and as I tried to piece together the mechanics that I had worked on the last one, I realized that it didn't really fit with this game. It just felt out of place, so I scrapped it all together and I started thinking, what could I do differently? So grabbing the code that basically achieved me touching an NPC and summoning and transforming them into my own minion, I figured I went with a way where instead you would just push a button and you can summon somebody. Now at first the monster was going to be like automatic and had no control at all. He was just going to rush towards the enemy. I struggled a while with getting this mechanic to work, and as I was laying in defeat once again and realizing I might not finish this jam, I thought of a wild idea. I was like, wait, what if instead of the enemy or minion that you summon not having any control at all, what if you actually had control of the monster or minion and you had movement on your own player as well? The idea seemed very wild, but I went with it and it worked amazingly. Like, it felt so fluid, like when I can summon somebody and you had control and aim with the mouse cursor while you moved separately. Like, the ideas just rushed in my head as to what I can put down, what interesting puzzles or even monsters you can beat in different ways. I got so excited, and I finished this in under 2 days out of a 10-day jam, that I realized I had a lot left to accomplish and finish from this game. Now what you see is the end result of my game. Fast forward to 8 days later, I pieced together my game, put some lighting effects into it, and added some monster sound and of course monsters as well. And the game turned out fantastically. I enjoyed play testing it. I made sure I had enough time to submit and making sure my file worked this time. And I went ahead and crossed my fingers and submitted my game. Several days have passed, and I could proudly say that I have successfully accomplished my mission. Tons of people left very positive reviews and feedback as to how I can improve my game, and everyone loved it, and it even ranked very high in the Gogado jam. I ranked 44, making it my highest ranking game jam ever. And now on to my big announcement. Growth of Redemption will be a full release. I will work on it until it is very polished with several levels and maybe even some cutscenes. We'll see how the progress of the game goes. My first devlog will be about my list of what I wish to get accomplished with this game and my future goals of it. And I will be having that out very soon, hopefully, depending on how my schedule is. Well, that's it for my wild ride on me doing back-to-back game jams. As you can see, the end result was fantastic, and I walked away with a game that I can work on and flush out and make it my own, which is very exciting. GMTK Jam is literally a day away from the moment I've recorded this video, so I should be having a devlog out by that as well. I mean, here's hoping I finish it, given how my last major jam went by. Don't worry, I plan on finishing this one up. This is GhostBit, and I'll see you on the next journey.